Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Great to have you back on this Monday. Hope you're all okay and well. On this, what are we into, like 3 weeks of this COVID initiative, or Operation Voldemort, as I appropriately put it. Yeah, look, hope your weekend was well and you sort of got a little bit of time to catch up with family. If you're not in lockdown, if you are in lockdown, I hope you're going okay and the insanity hasn't got to you yet. I definitely feel for you. Being in a mine site, locked in a room all day for 12 and a half hours, and then in my room by myself for the rest of that day for 2 weeks straight. I definitely know what isolation's all about. Yeah, it can really break you, and you just need to sort of, I think the best thing I've found in my life in mining and working away is routines. Get your routines down. Exercise is really good. There's plenty of things you can do indoors. There's your cleaning, your washing, your cooking, you can watch videos. Don't get trapped, I guess, into that couch potato thing. That can actually, I think, sometimes crush you a little bit and just sap all your energy if you just sit there all the time. So it's important to stay moving and do stuff that I try and do when I'm around as well. So it's tricky. I know it's hard, but yeah, just stay strong, and there will be. If everyone does the right thing, I'm sure in the next few months we'll get back to some sort of a normalcy in life. Definitely not going to be what was normal for the next 12 months, easily, but definitely a little bit more manageable, I guess. And that's what it is. It's just managing that risk. Rightio. New videos out. If you haven't seen that already, jump over. There's been a heap of people jump on there, so I do appreciate it. We've had a heap of subscribers over the weekend, which I think is awesome, and pretty stoked about that. Thank you all. If you're new, thanks for popping by. Thanks for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Welcome along to Tigers Media. I hope I can give you something to get you through the day, or keep you updated, or help you out in any way. Any questions, queries, always drop them below, and I'll do my best to help you out as much as I can. Yeah, so new videos out. Sunrise at the old tree. Actually pretty, I think I said it, I put in my Instagram post from today. I'm getting better and better photos, and I think a lot of that is coming down to I'm now getting, after a solid year of doing this on YouTube, solid year of proper editing, especially with this 227 episode today of the vlog, me constantly doing it. I've got a lot better at doing everything, and what I'm getting a lot better at, and it's the main thing, is planning. Planning videos, planning my photo shoots, what I'm going to take a photo of, what I've got in my idea. When I go into Google Maps, and I go into Google Maps, go right through and go all around Perth, see what's the top 10 best things to look at. Then I look for national parks, look for things of interest, go through. You can see some pictures of what people have gone through and done holiday snaps of, and that'll give me an idea of sort of what I can go and look at, and then I can work out, well, that might be good with sunset. And then I go over to my main tool in my arsenal, and that is photo pills. If you haven't used photo pills and you're a photographer, please go check it out. It's worth it, definitely 100%. It's an amazing bit of tech. It's scarily accurate, and it's just bloody brilliant. I've got to admit, it is ridiculously brilliant. Not only can I tell you exactly what time the sun's going down in whatever location I'm sitting, I can see exactly where the sun's going to be, so I know if I'm facing that object, the sun's going to come across, or the sun's going to go down behind it. I can also see with the Milky Way, I can see where the Milky Way is going to be at what exact time, and then there's an AR section of it, so you can get a photo of what you're looking at, and then put the Milky Way on it when you want to come back at night and go, yep, that's going to be perfect. which is amazing. I've been using it heaps lately in the last 2 months, and since January, I think, and I can definitely see that has helped me get the shots that I've been trying to get. So yeah, if you are a photographer, I don't get paid, it's not a sponsorship thing for them, but it is a brilliant tool. Definitely go check it out. They've done so much to help me, so I really appreciate their product. It's a brilliant product, and yeah, if you're doing photography, please go get it. It will change the way you look at what you're doing. So I thought I'd just give them a shout out. It's really good, and it's also good for planning other stuff. Even if you want to go and be at a sunset and take the kids to down to the sunset on the beach, this will tell you exactly what time it's going to be down and what time to get there, so you don't have to rush. You can plan your day, you plan your afternoon. If you want to go for sunrise walk with the dogs, you know what time to take the dogs, so you can just be there for half an hour with the sunrise and then come home. So it's, yeah, brilliant. Go check it out. Really, really cool. So that has helped me out a lot with the photos. And with this sunrise at the big tree, at the old tree, again, photo pills helped me out. I was able to when I was at the tree, I can go look at the tree, find out where it is on the map. I was able to put it on the map, work out when the sun's going to come up on the day I wanted to go, and then I was able to just work it out, see where the sun was going to be, know my location in the tree. I can set my camera and my tripod up in that area and just wait for the sun to come up right behind it, and then pow. Brilliant, and I think it helps me out, and I've got a couple of really nice photos with that sun coming up on the right hand side of it, and then also behind it, just that I was able to get all those big colour ranges, that first sort of colour light come through, and I got some purples and oranges, and yeah, if you haven't seen the video, please go check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about, and I put a lot of that to photo pills, give me the accurate information and helping me set up and properly plan the photos. I think from my baseball days, I think we had the key saying for our training and coaching was it prior preparation prevents piss poor performance, and I'm pretty sure that goes into everything you do in life. And if you want to do good photography, whatever you're into, prior preparation will make sure that when you go to do something, you do it right. And then that preparation and training is making sure you're doing good training. You're not just there just doing stuff and not doing it. So there's a lot to take from it, but yeah, I think that's a saying I've used a lot in my baseball career. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. So, and that definitely helps when you have that. Things like photo pills, go check it out. Rightio, so that video's up. Thanks to all that have watched it so far. If you haven't watched it, definitely something to chuck in. I'll start this week's video tonight. I'll start doing that. Obviously I have my 2 weekend days off, and then I get back into autopilot and go into this week's video. So I've got more there, and I filmed another one on the weekend, another astro shot down around the corner near Whiteman Park, and that come up again. I'm pretty stoked with that. I haven't got into the photos yet. I've got other stuff I need to get through first, but I'm super excited about that. And that's another one of astro where I'm getting a lot better. And this one, I think I am really super excited. We've got a couple others to come before that one, but that's in the pipeline. So there's plenty more stuff to come along and watch. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, and you'll hear when it all pops up. I think if you hit that bell and you're the double rings or all notifications, you'll find out when everything's coming out. Rightio, USA is obviously now getting a flogging with the COVID sort of thing. They announced on Friday, Trump came out and was pushing through the Senate a $1 trillion bailout, which is a massive amount of money. But for their economy, it's probably similar to our 100-odd billion I think we've sunk into Australia. That's only 10 times what we're put in, and I'm assuming that 1 trillion is only going to be a starting point unfortunately for America. They get 300 plus million people. It's spreading pretty badly and pretty rapidly, and there's unfortunately, I don't think, unfortunately, some of our Australian people are not taking it seriously enough. And like on the weekend at Bondi, they had to shut the beach because 25,000 people rocked up to go swimming. It was just like, yeah. So it's getting a lot serious here. They've cut, the territory shut its borders, Tasmania shut its borders, New South Wales, Victoria looking to shut their borders, pretty much WA shutting its borders this week, so no one can move in between states. I think you'll see a lot more of that wherever you are in your country. If they're state zones, I think that's all they're gonna start chopping them down to reduce movement so they can isolate these pockets of the virus. And if once they isolate it, they can control it a little bit and manage it a bit better to try and get rid of it. It's an unfortunate pain that we're all going to have to go through, but we've just got to look after each other, sort of plan ahead, but don't go crazy, but just manage what you need to do, be organised, and if you don't need to do something, just don't do it. There's a time when this is a necessity-based movement program, so unless you really need to go, just don't go, and just do what you have to do to stay safe. That's probably the best thing. So yeah, USA, I think $1 trillion, they're already running out of medical supplies, so that $1 trillion's probably going to ramp up. I think China's probably now starting to slowly ramp back up because they've smashed it on the head pretty quick and they locked it down, but they can also track all their people really fast because they have full access to everyone's private info. So yeah, so that's doing well. So that's a good thing. That's a good positive actually, because with them ramping back up, that's probably where 99% of all the face masks, rags, medical supplies are all getting made. So I'm sure that'll probably be the high focus instead of electronics and stuff, and that'll start getting pushed out to these countries that require it, like Italy and the United States. So it's all happening. Rightio, on to some sad news, and it's not COVID-19 related, is Kenny Rodgers passed away on Saturday, natural causes, 81 years old. What a legend. I remember I grew up and mum and dad loved him. I remember sitting in the back of the panel at the station wagon, sitting in the back and having Kenny Rodgers and all Charlie Pride and all those country guys on while we were driving to Catherine for the weekend. And yeah, love him. What an amazing voice. Great songwriter. Just a legend without a doubt in country music. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we lose anyone, but unfortunately none of us live forever. He had an amazing life and he had a huge impact on country music, and made a lot of people happy around the world. So yeah, our condolences to his family and his loved ones. Yeah, he'll be sorely missed. Yeah, the gambler, he's gone. I think that's one song without a doubt I'll never forget, and there's a few others that are definitely in your mind. Rightio, now Teespring. We talked about Teespring. I spent a bit of a portion of Saturday. Obviously you've seen the new logo on the YouTube page. I'm trying to spread that over. I can't change it for some reason on my Facebook page. At the moment it's got the old Tigers Fishing logo. But I'm trying to change it all. I'm setting it all up now. It's sort of more mine and more photography and a more of a media type setup on the channel. So I've updated all that. There's all new gear on there. I've also started putting some of my nicer prints, ones that'll be going up on my website. I've just put a couple up there. I've had some requests from people that wanted some artwork and stuff like that and how to get it. So that's now, I think I've got 3 canvases or 3 prints that are available on canvas or posters that you can purchase on there. Obviously all that money will support the channel and let me buy more equipment and let me get out a bit more and get some more stuff for you. So yeah, there's t-shirts, socks, undies, hats, iPhone covers, all that, all with our new logo on it. Yeah, your support is much appreciated. The link will be down below. I've rechecked that out. That should be all good now. The old store for some reason had disappeared. Someone had let me know, so that's how I went and checked it all out. So I've re-gone and updated. I've checked that. It should be all good. If there's any dramas, just let me know and I can find out what's going on. But it should be all good now. The Canon, I was due Wednesday night, obviously with what's going on. The new Canon Pro printer range was going to be launched in Perth, so I'd put in to go to that and I was going to get some info and some shots and go check out. It's at an art gallery here in Perth, the Bunker Gallery. It is still open at the moment. They said ring if you did want to come, just to confirm that it is open. They possibly are shutting, they're not sure at the moment. But if you were scheduled to go to that printer event, it's been canned at the moment, which obvious reasons, which is a bit of a shame. Obviously, with now my photography side, and once I get my website up, I want to start looking at printing. I need to work out if it's better to get them printed through somewhere like Teespring, or do I print them myself, and do I need to invest in a printer so I can send these out to you and such. So I'm looking at that, and it's interesting anyway. It's great technology to see how amazing some of what you can just print a photo out. It's just insane. The quality is amazing nowadays. So I did want to go along, but they do have a 4100, one of the new ones on there, and I think that's it's a big bad boy. It does like A2 series photos, so that's huge. So yeah, very interesting. So I'll see if I can get to the gallery and check it out, because they do have a couple of artists there that have basically printed everything off on this printer, all their artwork. So I want to check that out. It all depends on what happens with the COVID scenario. So at the moment, it's not a necessity. So I've got to just evaluate it daily and see how I go. Right, over to Apple. Now, Apple's obviously been smashed. All the phone companies are smashed. 38%, 40% losses comparatively over last year's February and March. So they're copping it a bit. They are still fighting hard by coming out with some new bits and pieces. We talked about the Apple 9, which was basically a refresh of the Apple 8. Just the new chip. It wasn't the A14, it was going to be the A13 chip put into it. As such, well, they're looking at now, the rumours are out, there's going to be an A9 Plus, which is basically the 8 Plus. Again, rebadged and just a couple of little bits thing. Still going to be A13 chip, 8GB of RAM, but that is something new. So that's going to be your base models, new software, new bits and internals is where it's going to be really at. The iPhone 9 production has started. So that's that one, the base one we'd already talked about a fair bit, the old SE range or whatever. It's basically the 8 rebadge. So that has Apple has got the production of that going. So when they do the WWDC, which is rumoured for June the 1st, that iPhone 9 will probably out there, whether we hear about the Plus then as well, or they bring the Plus out in the September release with the other stuff. We're not 100% sure. A lot of Apple stuff, but probably our only main one of interest was the iPhone 12 is going to be getting that LiDAR scanner. So the iPad Pro that just come out, just got released with the LiDAR scanner, so you can do all the AR stuff. That is now, that same sensor should be going into the iPhone 12 at all levels. So yeah, very, very cool. That's going to mean a lot of things if you're like you're buying shopping, IKEA and all that, all those IKEA guys and bits, they're looking at that technology now, so you can just live look in your house and then put whatever furniture you want where you are and see if you want it. So basically online shopping without having to go to a shop, which in these times is a pretty darn good thing. So that's a real good positive. And that's about it. There was some other little bits and pieces, but there's bits and pieces coming out. The guys are fighting hard. A lot of the guys on YouTube are there's heaps of discounts on tutorials and stuff. So if you're starting out and you're learning, a lot of guys like Gavin Hardcastle over at Photography is doing tutorials at 50% off for a few more days. There's some online courses now starting to come out. I think it's live in Chicago, a photography event, which is going to be a big online event at the end of next month or middle of next month. It does cost $300 US, which was the only downside I've seen to it. It's a lot of money for an online course. But you will have access to 50 plus high-level photographers. They're going to be doing online talks over 3 days, so it's a 3-day program. Stuff like that is really good. People are, adapting to this current situation really, really well. Restaurants are now turning into full delivery restaurants. People are adapting, and I think that's what you need to do. Don't worry about the bad sides of things. Start looking at how can I adapt so I can keep going and keep paying the bills and keep putting food on the table. There's always a way to adapt. That's the best thing about humans. When the shit hits the fan, we normally we can find a way to turn that into something positive, and that's what we need to look at. And that's about it. Monday, done and dusted. Hope it wasn't too bad for you guys. If you're in lockdown, yep, just keep do some training, do some online courses. Udemy, they're really cheap. I'm not sure if they've got sales on at the moment. Pretty much everything's on sale. Check Udemy. They do some fantastic courses. You can bone up on your Lightroom, your photography, your Photoshop, all those different software programs. That's really easy, and it's probably pretty cheap actually. You might have to pay 20, 30 bucks, but you might get a course that'll give you some amazing skills and make your life heaps easier, or give you another passion to follow. So stay with us. We will be there. Have a good day, have a good night. Go check out the new Teespring catalogue, link down below. Oh, it's a bit warm today. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another day, another vlog. Anyway, if you're heading that way or that way, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.